This is my first year at Concordia. I am a pre-nursing student, and the purpose of this meeting is for us to talk about reducing disparities in type 2 diabetes. What exactly is type 2 diabetes? It is developed later in the life instead of being born with it. Type 2 diabetes just means that the pancreas does not make enough insulin, or the use of insulin isn't working well. Some causes of type 2 diabetes would be high blood pressure, certain pregnancies, depending if the child or infant is over 9 pounds, I believe, high fat and carb diets, high alcohol intake, and of course obesity. The difference between type 2 diabetes and type 1 is just that type 1, you are born with it. You're born with your pancreas not being able to produce or handle insulin well. Okay, so for this project, I have decided on picking 2 different zip codes in Oregon to see the differences in life expectancies, access to food, healthcare, housing, quality and safety, and other resources. For my first one, I chose Multnomah County. Its zip code is 98601. As I was doing some research of this county, I saw that the life expectancy is 82.5 years. Initially, I thought that it was a good average and that it didn't seem either low or high. I personally would think that 82 is a perfect age to eventually end life. As I looked more into this county, it was rated one of the top 10 counties to live in Oregon. Most people have mentioned that it is a safe place, low crime rates, there are more homeowners instead of renters. It is also a perfect place to raise a family. Almost everyone there seems to have some type of access to healthcare facilities and have public parks for people to jog and run in. Someone also had mentioned that everything in that county is within walking distance, which for me, that I thought that more people would be walking to places rather than driving, and which is plenty of exercise if you can walk over to your local grocery shop or a post office or the bank or just little errands. Even to work, I think it'd be great if it's within walking distance, especially since they had noticed that it does have a safe nightlife. I then looked at another area, which is downtown Portland, in which that zip code is 97201. Although Portland is known for adorable mom and pop shops, interesting foods, coffee shops, books, and keeping things weird, as their famous quote, it is also known for the highest homeless and mental illness place in the nation. The life expectancy for downtown Portland is 71.3 years. That is a difference of 11.2 years between Multnomah County and downtown Portland. The amount of homelessness in Portland is insane, which means that there are not enough people being able to access any type of healthcare facilities, which also means that there are potentially been dozens of untreated and type 2 diabetics that go and find different ways to help themselves or potentially die. They also are being treated as well in downtown Portland. They don't have affordable housing. Most people tend to rent rather than own, and it is not necessarily ideal to start a family there. A step in the right direction, I believe that downtown Portland can potentially become safer, cleaner, and have less homeless rates. If there were free clinics open to have people get the help that they need volunteer pantries, which basically consists of all sorts of food that anyone could go in and grab, whether they really need it or not. Places that could be more affordable to those that don't have any high income, housing for those less fortunate, and lastly, a public exercising area. I've been to parks that have stationary exercise machines. They're almost made out of like a playground material, but people use it to work out, almost like an adult playground. I think that that would be beneficial to the area of downtown Portland, and people can actually be able to work out and keep themselves healthy, because not a lot of people who are less fortunate, especially the homeless, can't afford gym memberships. But I believe that those couple little things that could really help the area. Alright, thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to just add my sources in this clip, and that'll do it. Alright, thanks.